Hello, it's me again, and now we are going to talk about our gradebook. Things to look for and things that you can do to help yourself while working in the gradebook. Uh, a couple of things to start off with when working in the gradebook, and I'm going to change my gradebook back to the way it was when you get yours. It's typically going to be set up a little bit different than the way I see mine right now. Okay, this is typically the way your gradebook comes in. Uh, it is a mess. Things are intermixed throughout. And so the first thing that I do is I will go up to this corner up here and I am going to change the way it is displayed. So I'm going to use this little gear in the upper right hand corner, click on that, and I'm going to say uncheck this. If you have assignments that are unpublished, you don't need to see them in your gradebook. Your students will not be doing unpublished assignments until you publish them. So you don't need to see them in the gradebook. The other thing, this item here, default order. In Canvas term, that means take your gradebook and show it in the least helpful way. So you're going to click this little down arrow over here, and you're going to change this to module first to last. And while you're in here, note these colors. Blue means an assignment was late, purple means missing, green means resubmitted. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Now, sometimes we do get students that are dropped into our classes late, and there are maybe instances where that assignment could not possibly be made up. If that's the case, use excused. Excused is different than a zero, and it's different than giving them points that they did not earn. And excused is grade neutral. It will mean that it didn't help them or hurt them. Use these sparingly. It should not be a catch-all for things that you just don't think that the student should be penalized, etc. These should be rare instances that you can use that excuse. We're going to click Apply Settings. You'll notice my gradebook changed, and you'll see that there are things that are very, very different. Everything is in the order now in which I assigned it. The next thing I'll do is slide all the way to the end, click on these three dots next to the total, excuse me, and I'm going to do Move to Front. That's going to move these over by my student names, which I have kept out of the recording uh, due to standards. And then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll sort by low to high. Now these ones that are in the very low areas especially, I'm paying close attention. I've contacted them and found out what is going on in their situations. Okay, now we are ready to take a look at what is happening in these assignments here. Okay, now purple we saw were missing items. Okay, and anything blue that came in late. Okay, so that way I keep track on who is constantly late, etc. Now, if you have dates set up in your assignments, things will start to change color automatically. So if a student does not do an assignment and a date has passed on your assignments, it will automatically turn purple so that you are alerted to it. And if an assignment is turned in late, past a date, it will come in blue. So those dates in your assignments are very important for that. Okay. Now, if I graded an assignment anywhere in here and then a student turns it back in, it will turn green. And if you notice, say this assignment was green and I went in here and I changed the number here or I changed the number here, it's going to go back to green and it will not stay. You'll only see the grade if you hover over it. This grade is not complete. If you have a green assignment, you actually have to go into SpeedGrader And what's going to happen is you will have a prompt in here that says keep the same grade, or you will have to type in the grade here. You cannot type it in from that main screen. So if you see that, just know that's what is going on there. So please make sure you go through your gradebook and you don't leave any of those green prompts. The other thing is assignments cannot be left with one of these dashes in it. So if you go through, go back to previous weeks, make sure everything has a grade in it, either a 0 or an actual numeric grade. Now, as I go through here, I see that on my discussion, I see 20-point grades, I see 40-point grades, and then the hundreds. When I grade as I go through on my discussions, if a student has put in that first uh, part of the discussion, they've done one post, I give them 20 points. If they've done a second post, they get another 20 points. That makes 40 points. Their last post is worth 60 points. This encourages them to go through and make that third post. I do not give them a full 100 points until that third post, but this way, if they've done part of it, I'm encouraging them to go back. So what I do is I make sure I keep my comments up. Comments are required on any grade that is less than 60 points. Okay, any assignment that is less than 60 points, we need to put comments on. So as I look back here on this week 1 discussion, there was an assignment this student did 20 points. If I click on it and then use that arrow, click here, you will see there are comments in here. I went through and as I was grading, I put them in here. The last one being, you missed out on 80% of the points. In the next discussions, please make sure you do your original post on one or two other students for a total of 3 posts and earn the full 100%. And I break it out and I let them know discussions do not qualify for extensions. Okay, they know exactly what occurred. Every assignment you'll see that is in here has a comment. Okay, if something was not done on time, I tell them it needed to be completed on Monday. Boom, 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 boom. Go ahead, put that in, etc., etc. So keep up with your gradebook. Make sure it stays current. Students cannot respond immediately. They have work schedules, they have life schedules, they have things going on. If you're not keeping up with that grade book, they may not know or not know when to respond. We have a commitment to them just like they have a commitment to you and to school. So if we all work together, we can encourage them to do better, become better, and won't be in those late situations as often. So it will make your job easier over time. You will see higher performances. And that in turn will make everyone's life a little bit easier. So that is something we need to do. Now, if I was grading this for the first time, what I would do is I would go in here, click Speed Grader right there, and click it at the top. Come in here, put my comment in here. The reason why I do it in here is if I want to type something, I can just type it in here. I can put in this is a demo, type it in here, click submit in the bottom, any grade I need to, and then there is an arrow off screen to the right here. I can slide this over here, up here to the right, and go on to the next one. I'm obviously not going to put this comment in here, so I'm going to take that out. But then I would hit that arrow and go to the next one, do the same, hit that arrow, go to the next one, do the same, hit that arrow, go to the next one, and you'll get a rhythm going there. And you'll go through each one rather quickly. Okay, Now, you'll notice that this comment, excellent way to start the discussion, because a lot of times students will only put in one post. So how do I get that in there so quickly? If I come down here and where I'm putting in the comments, if I type in excellent, boom, you'll see these comments come up. And if I click right there, there it is. So how I get that is I come in here. I'm going to take this out so I don't accidentally post that again. So let me get rid of this. If I click on this little arrow or this little comment bubble here, where it's got 40, click on that, you will see my comment library. And everybody has their own. And I have more in here if I loaded that, but you'll see this thing at the bottom. It says add comment to library. You click on that and you type in your new comment and you say add to library. Okay. And then you get out of that. Now, when you are in here, if you remember your comments and you type in part of that, and I do something with Excel sheets, and if I type in the word sheet, boom, I can pull in those comments. Okay, so you can add your own comments if you use the same ones repeatedly, and you can bring those in. Try to add to those comments so that everything doesn't sound robotic and you kind of personalize them for the student. This is how you can get comments in on those rather quickly and give students the information they need so they can change performance, increase performance, or know they're doing well, because you can do that as well. Now, I have students in here that we have passed Wednesday and they did not do what they needed to do for the discussion. So I have a message in here for those that have not. It tells them your first post in the weekly discussion, blah, 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 blah. So I take that and I highlight that and I right click and I copy that. Then I come up here and right next to that you'll see 3 dots next to your title, and I go to message students who, click on that, and then there's a prompt that says have not yet submitted, and it says no submission for week 2, and I just right click, paste. There's my message that I just put in for each one of those students. 4 students didn't do that, and I click send. Each one of those students got that message in their email as well. So just like that, every one of those students got an email reminder besides the message they got in their gradebook next to that assignment. So that's how you close that loop on communication. It also shows your interaction with the students as far as sending out a text or an email message to their student mailbox. If you have any questions on how to keep these comments up and keep them going in the gradebook, reach out to me and let me know.